Hey guys, Fallout Girl here, and this is my monthly favorites video, but it's going to be a little different. Instead of showing you like beauty products or products I bought, I'm going to tell you what my favorite celebrity grave sites are. And I don't know, I have a few that I want to share, so let's get into this video. My number 5 favorite is JonBenet Ramsey, and she's buried in Marietta, Georgia. So the reason why she's my favorite, it's like the whole murder was just so horrible and, really saddening. She's a little girl and she's just getting murdered on Christmas Day. And I have some strong opinions of who's guilty, or whatever. But I'm not gonna say who because I have gotten some heat online in the past about stating my opinion on who did it. So I'm just gonna keep that to myself. Yeah. Reiterating that she was just a little girl, And, she had her whole life ahead of her, and just to have it taken away so terribly, and just on Christmas Day, who does that, right? Yeah. And another thing is the whole investigation was mishandled and everything. The parents were not being cooperative, and the police were just basing their whole investigation on just one point, and it just messed up everything. And it's sad how no one was ever convicted, of her murder. My number 4 pick is the Titanic graveyard. And I'm kind of a self-proclaimed Titanic enthusiast, and the whole tragedy and the Titanic story just intrigues my curiosity. So one day I was online, and I saw this documentary about the Mackie Bennett and how they had to go out and retrieve the bodies, and some they buried at sea, and then the other ones they put in caskets and used this ice rink, as a cooling area, for the bodies. And then they took a lot of them and just put them in this graveyard. I don't know what it's called. It's in Nova Scotia, and just looking at the whole gravesite, it's you get to see a little bit of the magnitude of the disaster. You get to see it's whoa, and it's sad how most of them don't have names. They just have this little ID number and April 15th, that's all they have. And it's just mind-blowing how many of these bodies are just there, this huge area just for them, so that's why it's my number 4 pick. Number 3 is Sharon Tate, and she's buried at Holy Cross Cemetery, and hers is on my list because of it's so tragic. Here she is, pregnant with her son, and these scumbags just come to her house and just murder her. And here she is begging for her life, and these, I don't even know what to call them, go outright and kill her. It was uncalled for. They had no right to even do that, And yeah, she was murdered by the Manson family. Yeah, family, kind of sounds like some occult shit right there. And yeah, and she was about to have her baby too. She was I think maybe a few weeks away of having her baby, or a month away. It was very close, and it's just heartbreaking, how these murderers get to live out their lives in prison, and get all old and everything. They killed her. She didn't even get to live out her life. Her son never got to live their life, you know. So it's just disgusting, you know. And a thing that I found out by watching another person's video is that her and her baby are buried together. Her unborn son is buried in her arms. I'm like, that's so sad, you know. That's just heartbreaking, you know. And my number 2 pick is Michael Jackson, the King of Pop, and he's buried at Forest Lawn, Glendale. And I've seen other people's videos and photos of his gravesite, and it's like very beautiful and magnificent. There's all kinds of like beautiful stainless, you know, glass, I think that's what it's called, around him. His sarcophagus, I believe that's what it's called. It's just like super beautiful and majestic, and I love how elegant it is. It's like so peaceful looking. Even in photos, it's still beautiful, and that's what gets me. It's like super beautiful. Like it's a real fitting area for like a person like him. Like he was the king of pop, you know, and he has this really beautiful area. It's like, yeah, that's why his is my number 2 pick, because of the whole beauty of his gravesite, you know, mausoleum area. Here we are at the number 1 spot, and it goes to Marilyn Monroe. She's buried at Westwood Village Memorial Park. And the reason why she's my number 1 is because she was so beautiful, so iconic, and she just passed away at like a young age, and she managed to be like such a role model and icon for like generations. And I don't know, I even like her, so maybe I should be her for next Halloween. Maybe. But yeah, and the grave sites around her are interesting. She has like the late Hugh Hefner next to her. So that's my video on my favorite grave sites so far. And I only shared like a few of them because I don't know, I don't really have a lot. So I hope you like this video and give it a like, share, all that good stuff. And please subscribe for more videos, and I'll talk to you guys all next time. Bye everyone. And then she has this guy, Richard Poncher, above her. Like his whole thing was like telling his wife, you know, I'll haunt you if you don't put me upside down in my casket to be on top of facing Marilyn. I'm like, who does that? That's just a strange thing to do. And I doubt that she'd want some, like, I don't know, old guy, like, doing that. It's just very disrespectful, in my opinion. And I don't know. If I wouldn't care if he haunted me. I would not do that. I don't know. It's just so weird and strange to me that someone would have that request. And